Mr. Thiam, Credit Suisse reported another loss of 300 million Swiss francs for the first quarter 2016. Revenues are down by 30%. Will the uncertainty of the first months continue, or do you see first signs of improvement as some of your US competitors did in March-April?
Yes, good morning. Thank you. Look, the key point about these results is that the wealth management divisions, so Switzerland, International Wealth Management and Asia Pacific have been profitable and generated 1 billion Swiss franc of profits. We are restructuring our global market division. We did a special announcement in March about that. And as that division is being restructured, it is effectively losing money because of restructuring costs and also the reduction in activity that you referenced to in January, February. That's what leads to the 300 million loss. But we're quite satisfied with the performance of the bank. The key divisions have attracted huge net new assets. That's really the lifeblood of the bank at very good margins. Margins were stable in Asia with assets up 11%. International Wealth Management attracted almost 7 billion with a higher margin, and Switzerland attracted 3 billion with a very strong margin too. So those are very positive news. And in March and April, effectively, we've seen an improvement in the activity and the markets compared to January, February, which were very bad.
On 23 of March, you announced an accelerated restructuring and a cut of at least 6,000 jobs until the end of 2016. Do you stick to this figure, and where are we in respect to this cut and cost reduction in general?
Yes, we stick to that figure. You know, no CEO is ever happy to announce job cuts. It's something you do only when it's necessary. And unfortunately, we have to go through that. So we said 6,000. We have achieved about 3,500 of the 6,000. So there's still 2,500 to go. And most of those job reductions are actually in New York and London and in our centers of excellence abroad. So they don't affect Switzerland that much.
Are you happy with the development of the international wealth management, as you mentioned already?
Very happy. It's really one of the bright spots. You know that last year in private banking, in international wealth management, we were in outflows in the first quarter. 700 million of outflows. We had 5.4 billion of inflows. So that's a huge turnaround. And I've got to say, Iqbal Khan and his team are doing a phenomenal job. Very, very happy. So it's more volume at a higher margin.
The Swiss Universal Bank is still running quite well. Does this have any impact on the timing of the IPO?
It's running quite well. We're happy. It validates our strategic vision, which has been to say Switzerland is core, is very important, and we want to grow, which a lot of people found surprising. Well, profits in Switzerland are up 12%. So for me, that's a very promising market and opportunity. And we are working to prepare the IPO with Thomas Gottstein and his team.
Net new money is another point which looks quite pleasing. Can we expect similar figures like in Q1 in the remainder of the year?
Look, I'm very happy with the net new money numbers, but I'm also very cautious because net new money can be volatile. But over the long term, i.e. over 2 or 3 years, you can expect, yes, that to continue and to reach very good levels. But quarter by quarter, it's very hard to predict.
You wanted to grow a lot in the Asia Pacific, as you already mentioned. Is this going on as expected and despite of the turbulences we have seen in some of the markets?
It's going better than expected. We believe we have outperformed all our peers this quarter. I.e. we have more profit than any of the other banks active in Asia in private banking, investment banking. So we're really number one. So that's a very good story, going very well.
Your CET and leverage ratio are well below what UBS and other banks are reaching. What are you doing to improve it? And is a drop of the dividend next year possible?
Well, before this time, it was 10%. It's now 11.4%. So it's increased a lot. And at 11.4, we are in the average of European banks, which is where we want to be. We didn't want to be at the bottom, which is not a good place to be. And we don't need to be at the top. 11.4 is comfortable, allows us to cover our dividend, and which is safe, absolutely, and allows us to meet all our commitments, restructure the bank, and invest for the future.